Good afternoon. It is my pleasure to call the July 17, 2018 regular monthly meeting of the Houston County Board of Education to order. Welcome to everyone. Mr. Wilson, obviously, is not here today, so you get me. Mr. Wilson's wife actually had knee surgery yesterday, so she is in the hospital, and so he is where he should be. He is taking care of his wife. So I'm sure they would appreciate your thoughts and prayers as she heals and recovers from the surgery. A little bit of housekeeping. Please remember to turn your cell phones off or either put them on silent so we don't disturb others in the proceedings of this meeting. As usual, we begin our meeting with a moment of silence, and we'll just reflect on the activities, our own individual activities, and then collectively together as we pursue the business matters at hand. Also, if you will remember Mr. Wilson and his wife, during this moment of silence. After that will be followed with Dr. Unruh, who will lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. So a moment of silence, please. Amen. All right, Dr. Unruh, Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, we do have some special visitors today. At this time, we'd like to recognize our Technology Services Department for the work that they do to support the instructional environment. Technology is integrated into our instruction and enables us to work more efficiently and professionally, and what would we do without these little computers and all of the other devices that we use on a daily basis? It's also an essential tool that engages our students. 2018 was a very busy year for technology services, to include completing more than 11,000 work orders for our schools and departments. And any of you who have ever gone to a computer and it didn't turn on, you go into a panic, or it didn't do what it was supposed to do. So we call on our technology department. So Mr. Brian Trent, as our Director of Technology, would you please share a bit about your department's accomplishments last year?
Thank you very much. First of all, my guys and ladies, they're in the back. And as I said last year, we're always kind of behind the scenes folks trying to make it work. I couldn't ask to work with a better group of people. Between the humor and the intelligence, it's never a dull moment in my department. I look forward to serving the county with these folks each and every day, and we've had a busy year. In fact, Paul asked me the other day, he said, "Are we going to go as fast as we did this year, next year?" Somebody commented that I work about as fast as I drive sometimes. So we did do a lot of different things. We introduced a lot of new things to the county as well. The techs, besides the 11,000 work orders, we installed over 1,800 new machines for teachers and administrators. We've installed over 1,300 new Chromebooks. We've converted over 3,000 existing workstations to run the Chrome OS as well, to kind of help make a more cohesive environment, and also speed up deployments of software learning as well. We did a big overhaul on our data center, between the power, the racks. We're backing up things now. We're also securing teacher data, making sure that they're safe, and could not do it without the support of each and every one of them. Just can't go on and on enough about how good of the folks that we've hired here, and just enjoy the work with each and every one of them. And I just appreciate the support that the board and Dr. Scott, you've given us as well, and allowing us to kind of try new things for the county and continue to give different options for our teachers to use with their students.
Thank you, Mr. Trent. Yes, please keep the technology running fast, but you might want to check on, watch the driving. So, all right. Next, let's see, we will go, we've all had an opportunity to review the agenda and the consent agenda. So are there any questions or comments from our board members regarding the agenda? Okay, there being no questions or comments, we'll ask Dr. Unruh to provide us with a motion to adopt our agenda.
I'd like to make a motion that we adopt the agenda.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. All those are in agreement, would you please raise your right hand? Any opposed? All right, motion passes 7-0, or 6-0. That's right, Mr. Wilson's not here, I knew that. Okay, Dr. Unruh, we also need a motion to approve the minutes.
Make a motion that we adopt the minutes from June 12th meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and second to approve our minutes from our previous meeting. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All opposed, or any opposed? Motion approved, 6-0. All right. During this time of year, during June and July, we normally, our board members take a little bit of a vacation from our board member comments, so I think we're going to continue with that procedure today. However, I do have a little presentation. We have a 10-year pin for our leader extraordinaire, Dr. Mark Scott. It is definitely my pleasure to present him with this pin and appreciate to go to this. Where's Fred? Okay. Also, I hope everyone noticed the bright new paint in the boardroom. It looks great. You know, it's just kind of walk in and it just kind of pops out at you. So I think they're in the process of doing some other things to the boardroom, so it looks really good. So now we'll let Dr. Scott give us his comments.
Well, thank you, Chair. I appreciate that, Ms. Hughes, and certainly appreciate the opportunity to serve as superintendent of schools for Houston County. I will be brief today. Just want to remind you of a couple of important things that are happening in the next week or so. And to all the board members, we invite you out for new teacher orientation. That'll be on Monday, the 23rd at 8 o'clock at Veterans High School. It's always an exciting time to see all the new faces out there and new hires. And so we certainly invite you to come and participate in that. And then, of course, next Wednesday on the 25th, we'll have opening session. That will be at Southside Baptist Church again, and that will be at 9 o'clock. We'll start at 9, and you will want to get there a little early because parking will be sparse, I would say. We do have some schools taking advantage of some school buses that are trying to get there more efficiently, so we appreciate that. And then also on August 1st, we'll have our first day of school. And we're planning some visits on that day, so any of the board members that are able to attend those, we'd certainly appreciate you being there as well. And we always look forward to the start of the new year and all the excitement that comes with that, and all the work and preparation that goes in it from our schools, and that's really the business that we're about. So just looking forward to another great school year. And I'll turn it back over to you.
Okay, great. Okay, next we'll go to our business part, financial reports. Mr. Thublin.
We present to you the main financial statements for your approval. And let me say, I asked Brian Trent to show the board view. I know it's a little harder for the public to see it, not as big as the public view, but I wanted to point out a couple of things in our financial statements today. The general fund had assets of $67,428,000. We had liabilities of $33,421,000. And we had an ending fund equity of $34,007,000. For the month of May, the revenues were $16,473,000, and our expenditures were $21,220,000. The debt service fund had assets and fund equity of $6,279,000. For the month of May, we had revenues consisting of interest of $9,170, and we had no expenditures for the debt service fund. Capital Projects Fund has assets and fund equity of $43,004,000. We have revenues for the month of May of $2,124,000, and we had expenditures of $1,488,000. Also presented to you today is the very, very preliminary financial information for the month of June. This does not include the July salary accruals and the benefits, as well as a lot of the state revenues that'll be picked up and everything. But general fund had assets of $63,256,000. The preliminary liabilities are $35,437,000, and our preliminary fund equity is $27,819,000. When we do pick up all our accruals and our revenues, the fund balance will probably exceed what we had budgeted of $34,363,000. So it is a good year, but we're still in the process of recognizing all those accruals. The general fund preliminary revenues are $16,862,000, and like I said, we have over $23 million in state revenue still to recognize, as well as July and August ad valorem tax receipts and some of the sales tax receipts for the month of July. And our expenditures for that, we would also add in the July salaries and benefits for the less than 12-month employees. Debt service fund has assets and fund equity of $6,288,000. We have revenues for the month of June, and these should not change the debt service numbers, of $9,594 in interest. Capital Projects Fund has assets and fund equity of $40,861,000. We have preliminary revenues of $2,065,000. We will still accrue the East Wash receipts that we received in July. Those are actually for the month of June, so according to generally accepted accounting principles, we recognize that as revenue for last year. And the preliminary expenditures are $4,208,000 for the month of June. Included is a recap of our ad valorem tax receipts. And so far this year, we've received $50,929,000. This is behind what we have received in prior years in both actual receipts and our percentage. If you go to the next page, Ryan, and I know this has got a lot of information, please go out to the right, though, if you will. The 2018 number. I was showing you a recap. You've seen this in our budget packages. And right now, our ad valorem taxes are really a little behind what they normally have been. We've been talking with Mr. Kashinka, and according to him, he felt that the receipts were good and not saying anything against our tax commissioner. He's bringing in the revenue as it comes in. But our numbers have lagged a little behind this year. And I was bringing this up because when you look at what our title ad valorem tax that we use to true up our tax digest, we really should be receiving about $52.5 million, which is what we budgeted for next year. And what later on, when we ask you to approve the millage, it still shows that we should be getting that. So hopefully this is just a temporary downturn in collections, and we'll continue to receive what we had actually set up in our budget and for our, when you set the millage. The next page page is a recap of our local option sales tax and our education special purpose local option sales tax. We continue to exceed last year's collections for the same time. We're doing very well. I did want to point out, even though we're currently at 10.55% over last year's collections, I do expect that number to go down. As you see in June, we actually went down from our collections, even though it was a very good month compared to the prior year. But anything less than that 10.55% increase will continue to lower that mathematically. But we're doing a tremendous job in our sales tax collections, and I do expect that to continue and to fund our East Loss capital outlay. Then our title ad valorem tax has actually exceeded even our amended budget, and last night we received the amount in July for the June 2018 collections, and it was in the amount of $256,000. So we are well ahead of what we budgeted this year, and hopefully that trend will continue. And then if we got one more page, just comparing what we actually received, and again showing the down on the bottom is the title ad valorem tax, which was used to replace the uncollected motor vehicle ad valorem. As you know, when it went into effect in 2012, those vehicles that were no longer on the rolls continue to go down, but title ad valorem was used to make up that lost revenue. And that will continue for another year, so that gives you some kind of understanding of how much we actually have received in title ad valorem, either through the ad valorem taxes or through the title ad valorem. Are there any questions concerning the financial statements for May or June? It is a good year.
Yes, it is a good year. Thank you. No, it was great. Thank you for your hard work and all of these numbers. Okay, I think last time we started down here, so we'll start down here and we'll just kind of whip around with our business. So I need a motion for the approval of the financial reports. Mr. Crockett.
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve the May financial reports as presented.
Second.
Have a motion and a second to approve the May financial reports as presented. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Motion passes 6-0. All right, next, Ms. Fletcher, we have the personnel reports.
Yes, I bring to you for your approval the July personnel report. Looking at our certified resignations and retirements, we've had a total of 14, with 4 elementary, 3 middle, 5 high, 2 system-wide. Certified transfers, 0 elementary, 1 middle, 3 high, 2 system-wide, for a total of 6. Certified new hires, 1 elementary, 5 middle, 11 high, and 0 system-wide, for a total of 36. And our certified vacancies currently stand at 6 elementary, 5 middle, 3 high, and 3 system-wide, for a total of 17. And as I like to do, in comparison to from last year, we are a little less than last year this time, but 20 vacancies last year. And I look back in 2016 as well, we had 25 vacancies this time. So I feel like we're doing well. And I do know that we have at least 4 selection forms in for these vacancies, but we haven't come through our HR processes with them. Fully update this report for you. So that's really important this time. I did want to just point your attention to, there's 2 vacancies on here, the part-time Title I intervention teachers at Huntington Middle and the Springs Elementary School that are pending your approval today with this report. Moving to classified, we had classified resignations and retirements totaling 13, classified transfers totaling 35, classified new hires totaling 34, and our classified vacancies are 98. You will see comparison to last year, this time we had 78. But I will point out to you, probably noticed all of the clerical positions that were new positions for middle school and elementary schools. Those are part-time positions that were included in the budget this year. So there's 31 of those positions that were just added. So that,
Okay, thank you. Great news. Okay, Mr. Upshaw?
Yes, Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the personnel reports as presented.
Second.
All those in favor of the approval of the personnel reports as presented, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. Okay, we'll move on to old business. Okay, last month, Dr. Rogers presented a new policy, JCEB, which clarifies our student hearing procedures, and it was tabled for review. So we've had the month to look at it and think about it and all those kinds of things, and so now we can vote to approve this policy today. So, Dr. Unruh.
Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we approve the new policy, JCEB.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and second to approve the new policy, JCEB, clarifying our student hearing procedures. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, now to new business. We have some revised policies. So, Dr. Rogers, okay, GBRK.
Well, I bring for your approval a revision for policy GBRK, and the revised policy. It aligns our 12-month employees' personnel vacation leave with the state of Georgia.
I got a question. I see we bumped it up to 1.25 and then 45 days. Are we above like the other governmental? I mean, we're right in there like with the county?
Yeah, what they do, state actually gives a day and a quarter for 0 to 5 years. They give a day and a half from 5 to 10, and they give a day and 3/4 above 10.
Okay.
But that's on a 260 workday.
Workday.
So if you take, what we did was we took the 260 workday, divided it into the number of days, and then averaged it out. It comes out to be just over 16 days. And we felt like that going to a day and a quarter would be consistent with our accounting practices to be able to maintain that, and it ends up being 15 days. So it's just under what the average is for the state employees. And
But we're
about 6 years
extended
ago,
it to keep people here, right? I mean,
yeah,
that's-
about 6 years ago, we started trying to align with the state, and it's maybe even been 7 years now, but we were aligning with the state, and we made some changes to our holiday schedule to align with them, same number of days as the state schedule, and this is continuing to do the same thing.
Okay, Ms. Johnson?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the revision for policy JBRK.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the policy of a revision of the policy GBRK. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. Okay, we have another revision, GARH. Dr. Rogers.
Also bring for your approval a revision of policy GARH. And this policy would align our terminal leave compensated absences with, once again, the state of Georgia, as well as our revised policy GBRK. It's just that one change of the maximum of 45 days instead of 20.
Okay.
Okay.
I was trying to find that change, and that's what I was going back to.
Yeah, just
okay,
one-
I got it.
one
Yeah,
change
that's
is all.
Okay, Mr. Morrow?
Yes. Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a recommendation that we approve the revised policy of GARH.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the revision of policy GARH. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, next we have the fiscal year 2019 GSBA Assembly Software Renewal.
I'll do
Okay,
that.
all right.
This is our annual renewal for our e-board software that we're actually using to conduct our meeting today, and the other modules, the planning modules, the policy module, evaluation, communication, documents, and the law module. And of course, it does reflect a full package discount of $5,340 for a total expense of $21,360, and I recommend that you approve that as presented.
Second.
I need them.
Okay,
Oh, a motion.
Mr. Crockett, we'll let you make the motion, and then you can second it.
I'm just making a my motion don't count.
Second.
Out of control, sorry.
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve and presented the fiscal year 19 GSBA e-board software renewal, financial impact of $21,360.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of the fiscal year 2019 GSBA assembly software renewal at a cost of $21,360. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, next, I assume the GSBA membership renewal.
Yes, ma'am, and this is our annual renewal for membership to GSBA. And of course, this is just as all districts across the state of Georgia are members of the Georgia School Boards Association. And this does include a $25 fee that is reflected as a superintendent fee. So the total financial impact is $20,025.
Okay, Brian, Mr.
I have a
Upshaw.
question. Are
Okay.
all systems members of GSBA? Every single
As far as I know.
Every single county. That's interesting.
And every system is GSSA as well. Every system is the School Superintendent Association. And you'll see that on the next
That's pretty impressive.
Okay, Mr. Upshaw.
Yes, Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve the fiscal year 2019 GSBA membership renewal as presented with a financial impact of $20,025.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the membership renewal of the fiscal year 2019 GSBA membership at a cost of $20,025. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, next we have the fiscal year membership contract in RESA, which is our Regional Education Service Agency.
Yes, ma'am. We bring to you a recommendation for approval of the Middle Georgia RESA agreement and contract, and also included in that is GSSA dues. And so as part of that, as was just, the question was just asked about GSBA, and GSSA also has 100% participation from all the districts in the state as well. And the RESA and much of the membership dues are based on size of systems and FTE count, and so that's how it's billed, as you can see in the membership contract that's part of your board agenda today. Well, the total financial impact for that is $43,288.80.
Okay, any questions? All right, Dr. Unruh.
Madam Chairman, I will make the motion, please, that we approve the fiscal year 19 membership contract with RESA.
Second.
Okay, I have a motion and a second to approve the fiscal year 2019 membership contract with RESA at a cost of $43,288.80. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, next we have the purchase of the annual Infinite Campus license. Ms. Flesher.
Yes, I bring to you for your approval our purchase of the Infinite Campus Student Information System license at a cost of $229,580, which would come out of our eSWAS funds for 2017 to 2022. And just a reminder, some of your parents use the parent side of the information system, but it provides a lot of information and data storage for our system. It's basically turning into a place that is our current records for our students for graduating and going green, so that we don't have paper folders for current records. It's all their registration documentation, housing agreements, and things like that. When the registering students are in there, but then all of their grades, test scores. We use it for reporting out to the state for FTE, for our funding, testing, impact aid, OCR reports that we have to do. We've added on the Checkmate Plus system as part of that, which is where parents come and check students out of school. They use the Checkmate Plus portion of it so that it automatically puts that absence in for that student rather than just using another program that we pay for and somebody else when we go back in there and entering that information within our student information system. Of course, we've got the parent portal side of it. We're able to post notices to our state teachers can use it to document parent contact, contact log, that's in there that helps with transcripts for our students. It's a valuable tool for us. We're able to pull reports easily for a variety of departments down here at the central office and then at the school level as well. So we really rely on that a lot. And I think it's $121,000 sounds like a lot for a year, but it's essential for us.
Okay.
I have a question. So are you saying I can go in now and check my kid out with a reason? I don't have to send a note into school anymore?
You would still have to document.
Oh.
It's when you're cannot do that.
Oh, I thought you said we could check them out. And I was like, sweet, no more notes.
Sign out for school for the day.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. I forget that all the time.
Can she email it?
Okay.
All right, Ms. Johnson.
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the purchase of the annual Infinite Campus license.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the purchase of the annual Infinite Campus license, which is an invaluable tool that we use on a daily basis at a cost of $221,580. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, next we have a job description. You get to stay. Okay.
And it's a new job description to replace two that we currently had, which were journeyman to athletic grounds and journeyman to maintenance teams. And in our budget for this year, we know that I requested approval to add a journeyman to custodial equipment assistant. So rather than having 3 different job descriptions for those 3 different positions, they're all journeyman to. We just made a generic journeyman to job description that can encompass all 3 of those responsibilities.
And it matches up with all 3?
Okay, consolidation. Okay, Mr. Morrow, would you
Yes.
make that motion?
I'd like to make a recommendation that we accept the Journeyman 2 maintenance job description for all Journeyman 2 maintenance positions.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the job description for Journeyman 2 in maintenance and approve it as presented. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, Mr. Thubelin, I bet. All right, surplus former Warner Robins bus shop.
Warner Robins Bus Shop, yes, ma'am. We're requesting approval to surplus the property in the building, and it's parcels, but it's the property at 117 South 3rd Street, 110 4th Street. The property in blue on your, or at least on the main screen, is the property that we're requesting approval to surplus. Approval is also requested to allow the system to solicit proposals for the 2 parcels and to grant Dr. Scott the authority to negotiate the sale of the property.
Okay, are there any questions regarding the surplus?
What's the financial impact?
It's because it's minus, it would remove $4,750 from our fixed assets. It's certainly worth more than $4,750, but that was the value that was assigned when they first created the fixed assets back in the 1990s, and so that's what we've been carrying it as, and a lot of our land and our buildings are actually, they're carried at what it cost at the time that we actually purchased the land or the building construct. Like nowadays, the schools we construct are valued at much higher than what was constructed in the 1950s. We had to go back to the original construction cost.
How long have we owned that property over there? That's not a fair question, really, is it?
I actually looked and I was trying to figure out why it was only, I want to say 30, 40 years. We bought it actually from Flint Electric, is my understanding.
That's right.
1980, right? Is that
Something
right?
like that, yeah. I've got the title working up a little.
And just so we're clear on what expectations would be, is we would negotiate that and we would bring any sales contract back to this board for approval.
Okay, I believe we're back to Dr. Crockett. Okay.
Madam Chairman, I move that we approve the recommendation to surplus the property and buildings formerly known as the Warner Robins Bus Shop, and to allow the system to solicit proposals for the two parcels and grant Dr. Mark Scott, Superintendent of Schools, authority to negotiate sale of the property.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to request to approve the surplus, the property and buildings formerly known as the Warner Robins Bus Shop, and also to give Dr. Scott the authority to negotiate the sale. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay. Anyone opposed? No? Okay. All right, motion passes 6-0. All right, declaration of surplus buses.
Yes, ma'am. We request the board declare 9 buses as surplus buses. 5 of these buses were used when we negotiated a contract with Thomas Bus and Detroit Diesel through a settlement. We received rebates on 5 of our buses if we would remove those from 1989 and 1992 from our fleet. They really have needed to be removed anyway as surplus buses. And the other 4 buses we're requesting to surplus at this time are because the cost to replace them or to fix them is much more than the buses are worth. And we're really spending a lot of money trying to just maintain those 4 buses. So we're requesting the approval of surplusing the 9 buses that you have in front of you.
I saw that 08. I mean, that's unusual to only get 10 years on it.
It is unusual. We had a lot of issues with that bus, and
Well, that's also part of the reason we got the rebate was because of all the issues that those buses had. And so that's why we ended up having a settlement on the others and got those rebates, but not been very reliable.
it's just that one bus is just, we've actually used it to salvage parts for other buses.
And if you'll remember, we also were able to trade a couple of those newer Thomas buses back into Bluebird on a purchase a while back.
I just saw the rest of them were quite a bit older.
Yes,
But that one was only 10 years old. That just kind of stood out at me.
I hate to say, it just hasn't been a very reliable bus for us, and we're really struggling to keep our parts and try to replace the engine.
I think they call those lemons, I believe.
I think you're correct.
Okay, Mr. Upshaw.
Yes, Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion to approve as presented a declaration of 9 surplus buses with a financial impact to be determined upon bids.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the declaration of the surplus buses that are listed on the attached list. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, now we have the setting of the millage rate, Mr. Thublin.
Yes, ma'am. Back at the June board meeting, the board tentatively set the millage at 13.32 mils. Since that time, on July 3rd, we received the tax digest from Mr. Kashinka, and it did include a positive reassessment of $6,586,000. So as a result, we are rolling back the millage to 13.297 mils. So in effect, you're reducing the millage for that positive reassessment. The digest did go up overall 58 million, and when you take out what has been removed from motor vehicles, it actually went up over 87 million in real property and everything. So by approving a millage of 13.297, based off just the millage with the reduced motor vehicle, it would bring in $49,588,000. As I said earlier, when you add in the title ad valorem tax, which is used to offset what we lose through the millage, it should still bring in about $52.5 million as we had budgeted. So at this time, we are requesting approval, officially setting the millage at 13.297 mils. The required advertisement has been done and has been out in the Home Journal, the News Organ, and the Legal Organ. So we're requesting approval at this time to officially set the millage at 13.297 mils and to allow Ms. Hughes and Dr. Scott to sign the resolutions that are included in your packet.
Okay, any questions, comments? Okay, rolling back is good.
Kept it the same or rolled back the millage, so y'all have done a tremendous job for the citizens.
Okay, Dr. Unruh?
Yes, Madam Chairman, I'd like to make a motion that we set the millage rate at 13.297 mils for a financial impact of $49,588,261.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to set our millage rate for the calendar year 2018 at 13.297 mils. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, motion passes 6-0. All right, and item K, all right, design professional agreement with RLR for a new elementary, number 12.
Yes, ma'am. We're requesting approval of RLR Architects for the design of a new elementary school as part of our 2017 East Loss Capital Outlay Program. This would be funded by East Loss dollars. The project won't be bid until next summer, probably at the earliest, but we need to go ahead and design it. We do not, I did want to say we don't have the official site at this time. We're still looking at sites, but we're able to go ahead and start the architectural floor plan and some of the other work by going ahead and assigning an architect. This is the same architect that designed Langston Road Elementary with C.B. Watson. It is a design that facilities department and that we like very much for our elementary schools. And this one will be a little larger than some of those. We were looking at just as we build schools, how quickly they fill up as soon as the school is built. So we're looking to try to add a little bit additional classroom space in this new elementary school.
Okay, all right. Any questions, comments?
So I thought we usually kind of used the same template and just kind of tweaked it. But we need to start all over now.
No, it's still the same. That's what we're doing, but we still have to have an architect actually draw it. But what we're doing is we're expanding. I'm not sure the exact number, Langston Road, maybe 800, 850, but we're trying to add additional classrooms onto that to make it a little larger.
One of the things when you start designing a school, they'll base the size of the capacity based on instructional units. And of course, if you have self-contained special ed classes or as you offer special programs in those schools or the student population, if you're a primary versus an elementary school grades 5 and grades 4 have a class size of 28, and then when you go to a class size of 18, that makes a big difference over the whole school. And so what we were talking about is oftentimes we moved into a school and we added our special ed programs and other programs in there. You end up having somebody in every room. There's really no room to grow. So even though the school might be constructed for 800, you have a difficult time putting 800 students in there and meeting the requirements that you have to meet for all of the programs that you offer within the school. And with elementary school in particularly, then you've got some kids being pulled out, some teachers pushing in for EIP and for ELL and ESOL or whatever it might be. And so we've just had some conversation about let's think about that as we go into the design. And typically, and Scott can correct me if I'm wrong, but typically what happens with your design professional is when you're using a prototypical building, you get some reduction in cost based on what it would be if you were doing a brand new facility, but you're always are having to, mitigate whatever the land is, the
site, yeah.
site-specific kind of stuff, and making sure that you're able to do that. And so, the playground may not be in the same place, the driveway may not be configured the same, so there's a lot of different things that go into effect when you do that.
And actually, this is at a new rate of what we can
Okay.
pay for a new school. So
Perfect.
Okay, any other comments, questions?
Yes,
All right.
I remember as a speech pathologist, one year I had an entire classroom. It was heaven, and then the next year I got stuck in a closet again, but it was nice.
It was nice.
Yeah, it was nice.
Okay, Ms. Johnson, would you like to make this motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to approve the design professional agreement with RLR for the new elementary number 12.
Second.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second to approve the design professional agreement with RLR Architects for the design of new elementary school number 12. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. Okay, all right, motion passes 6-0. Okay, I think we do have a student matter. Is Ms. Howard, is Ms. Howard? Okay, Ms. Howard. Okay, great. Okay. We will have to go into executive session, but we'll do that very shortly. So we will go into executive session for a student matter, attorney-client matters, land matters, and personnel matters. Wow. Where are you, Mr. Wilson? Okay, all right. Thank you, everyone, for, so I guess I need a motion to do that, sorry.
Second.
All right. Okay, I have a motion and a second to go into executive session. Okay. All those in favor, please raise your right hand. All right. Motion passes 6-0. So now we're going into executive session, so I guess that means you all can leave. So about 5 minutes, we'll go into executive session. And Ms. Howard, you just hang out, okay?